You've probably heard it a million times. Moving your business finances to the cloud is a total game changer. We're told it saves time, it cuts costs, it streamlines everything. But what if the biggest benefit of cloud accounting is one we're not even really talking about? Today, we're going to dig into what really happens when a company's finances go digital, and trust me, the answer is pretty surprising. Right? We all kind of get the what. Cloud accounting helps your business. But the how, well, that's where things get really fascinating. We're about to unpack a study that looked right under the hood to see what's actually driving the benefits when a company decides to take its books to the cloud. Okay, so let's set the stage. First things first, we've got to talk about what most of us already think we know. This is the common wisdom, right? The sales pitch for cloud accounting you've probably heard a dozen times. So, on one hand, you've got the old way of doing things. All your financial data is locked away on a single computer in the office. You know the drill. If that computer crashes and you forgot to do a backup, you are in a world of hurt. But then you have the cloud. Suddenly your data is everywhere and nowhere. It's accessible from any device, anywhere in the world. It's a massive shift in how we handle our most important numbers. And of course, this big shift comes with a whole laundry list of promises, doesn't it? It's cheaper, it's faster, you can get to it from anywhere, and the software is always up to date. But here's the real question. Do these promises actually hold up when you put them under the microscope? That is exactly what a group of researchers wanted to find out. So that's what they did. These researchers decided to put all that common wisdom to the test. They focused on a group of industrial companies in Jordan and asked a really important question. Do all these awesome benefits of cloud accounting actually lead to what matters most? Higher quality, more reliable financial statements. And to get a real answer, they didn't just guess. They conducted a formal study, surveying 145 professionals. We're talking about the people actually in the trenches here, from internal auditors to the heads of finance departments. They used a super detailed questionnaire and some serious statistical analysis to connect the dots between using cloud tech and the quality of the final product. Those all-important financial reports. Which brings us to the absolute heart of their investigation. Is there a straight line, a direct cause and effect relationship between plugging in some cloud software and suddenly getting better, more accurate financial statements out the other end? The answer was not what anyone expected. Turns out, the study uncovered something pretty amazing. That link between the tech and the result? It wasn't as direct as everyone just assumed it was. In fact, there was a surprising and unbelievably important middleman in this whole process. Get ready for this. Yeah, you're seeing that right. The direct impact of cloud accounting on the quality of financial reports was, well, it was almost nothing. It was incredibly weak. Now, that's a huge deal because it flies in the face of everything we're told. So if the tech itself isn't the hero of the story, then what is? I'd like you to meet the real hero of our story, the internal control system. Now, I know it might sound like some dry corporate jargon, but this is the absolute bedrock of any well-run company. Think of it like this. It's the whole system of checks and balances. It's the rules that make sure when an employee submits an expense, it's for a real business reason and it gets approved by the right person. It's everything that protects a company's money and keeps its books honest. And this is where it all clicks into place. It turns out cloud accounting doesn't work its magic directly on the financial statements. No, it works its magic on the internal control system, which then goes on to improve the financial statements. It's a chain reaction. Just take a look at this diagram from the study itself. This tells the whole story. You can see it lays out the different paths of influence. There's one little path going straight from the accounting cloud to the quality of financial statements. But look at that other path. That's where the real action is happening. You see that arrow pointing directly from cloud accounting to the financial statements? The researchers measured the strength of that impact. It was a measly 0.062. Now, on a scale from 0 to 1, that is incredibly weak. We're talking barely a flicker of a connection here. But now look at the indirect effect, the impact that cloud accounting has on the financial statements by going through the internal control system. That number is 0.362. That is nearly 6 times stronger. This is the hidden engine that's doing all the heavy lifting. So let's just break it down into this simple 3-step power chain. It's so clear. Step 1, a company adopts cloud tech. Step 2, that tech, with its real-time data and automated checks, basically forces the company to strengthen its internal rules and procedures. And then step 3, It's those stronger, tech-powered controls that ultimately produce the higher quality, more reliable financial reports everyone wants. So, you might be thinking, okay, that's interesting, but why does this distinction really matter so much? Well, it matters because it completely changes how we should think about bringing new technology into a business. It's not some magic pill you can just swallow and expect instant results. The researchers themselves put it perfectly. They said the internal control system is a positive mediating variable. That's a fancy way of saying that cloud accounting is the catalyst, but the internal control system is where the real transformation happens. The technology is the enabler, not a magic wand. And this leads to some really powerful, practical lessons for any business out there. The big one is, don't just install new software and hope for miracles. You have to actively use that technology to make your internal processes better. Look at your controls before and after you make the switch. Use the tech to spot risks you couldn't see before, and constantly check in to make sure your tech and your people are actually working together. So the next time you think about adopting a new piece of technology for your business, ask yourself this one question. Are you just buying a new tool, or are you using it to make your entire system stronger? Because as the study shows us, that is where the real power lies. Thanks for joining us.